Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV, and I'm joined by the host of the Citizen Channel. And that's Bernard Deneen.
Host with the most. Host with the most. That's it.
Don't know about that, mate.
Host with not a lot. Oh, it doesn't rhyme. Host with not a lot, mate. I have to go.
Oh dear me. Look, Wolves has gone. We've got to look forward. We are looking forward to the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League in midweek. Good thing for us. We've got 3 points on the board in that group already. Leipzig are no mugs. I'm going to just tell you some of their results of late. Okay? Since the start of the season, forget about the friendlies, but they were thrashing teams in the friendlies. I think the last three friendlies, they scored a total of 16 goals for and only 2 against. In the DFL Super Cup, a German Super Cup against Bayern Munich, they thrashed them by 3-0. League season, they went away to Leverkusen and lost 3-2. But since then, they've been on fire. They beat Stuttgart 5-1. They beat Union Berlin away from home 3-0. Union Berlin are a team in the Champions League. They beat them, thrashed them 3-0. They beat Augsburg 3-0. They beat Young Boys 3-1 in the group stage of the Champions League. They went away to Mönchengladbach, beat them 1-0. In the DFB Pokal, a German cup, they won away from home against a lower league opposition 3-2. And a big one yesterday, they drew with Bayern Munich 2 each. They sit handsomely 5th in the table, played 6 games, won 4, drawn 1, lost 1, 16 goals in those 6 games. For 6 goals against. They're looking pretty healthy in the league. They're doing well in the Champions League. They're doing well everywhere. And we're on the back of 2 defeats. Are you a little bit worried for this game against RB Leipzig, Bernard?
I think arguably at this point in time, these are the hardest opposition we're going to play from the teams we've already played, and we've lost a couple. So these are going to be very difficult. And if you think about last year's, it didn't really matter, did it? Back in March, was it when we played them? Yeah. It didn't particularly matter, but it was a tough game then, and they've started on fire. I mean, Bayern Munich only got back into that game yesterday with a dodgy penalty decision, which to bring them back in. And of course, Mr. Kane popped up to do his bit. He's enjoying himself. I don't mind. I'm not bothered. Harry Kane can do what he wants, but they're playing very well. Nothing to be frightened of. They'll be watching City, and they're coming into this game very positive. As you say, we've both got 3 points. But I'll be honest with you. At this point in time, I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw at their ground. Take a point. I think they are the toughest people we played against. We'll have Rodri back, as you've already stated, so that will help. But hopefully, because we've had these 2 defeats, hopefully City will be a different proposition as well, and hopefully we'll bounce back for this game and cause them more problems than they will us.
See, I'm worried with the way our team's playing. Without Rodri, we have looked rudderless. Yeah. Without Bernardo and KDB and Rodri, we look leaderless as well as rudderless. Those 5 leaders on the pitch are doing diddly squat. Because we didn't have, there's no other word that I'm going to use for it. We didn't have the guts. Yeah. We couldn't guts it out against Newcastle. We couldn't guts it out against Wolves. And we could look at it and say against Wolves, okay, look, we've won 6 games this season. It's early in the season. We don't hit our straps till come Christmas and after that. But we were in such a good position in this league, to lose to Wolves. I mean, we could have been sat here, well clear of all the opposition with that. With Liverpool losing, Arsenal have had 2 draws this season. We could be sat 4 points clear of Arsenal. We could be sat even more points clear of Liverpool. So it is disappointing. And I just think some of the players, the big players, haven't stepped up in Rodri's absence. And my concern is Rodri's back for the game against RB Leipzig. Are some of those big players going to say, "Come on, Rodri, do your stuff, mate"? And are they going to rely on Rodri so much that I'm not saying they're not putting effort in, you can put physical effort in, but I think it's the mentality.
Yeah.
It's not there. And I don't know, there's no one dragging us through games. We would always say KDB, for all, sometimes he went over the top. He'd drag us. He'd get angry on the pitch with players, and he'd try and drag us through. And you had the good cop, bad cop, because he was the bad cop. You had Gundogan as the good cop, who would, be a bit more calm about the situation. But in his own way, he'd drag us through games. And there's no one doing that. And do you think we're going to look at Rodri, and the players are going to look at Rodri and say, "It's all up to you, mate"?
Well, hopefully Pep will do the opposite. Hopefully Pep will tell, it's not all about him, guys. You've got to, we've had 2 poor games. You've all had opportunities. Every single player in that squad has had an opportunity to contribute to Manchester City in our last 2 games, which we can't always say that, can we? We've got our basic players. So, of course, you've got to look at Rodri as a beacon, if you like, but they've got to work around that because we've still got another game without him. God forbid if he ever gets injured. But, they're going to have to do something, as you said, psychologically. Pep's going to have to get his head together for the start. I'm not happy with how Pep is at the moment. Of course, in Europe, it adds another dimension to that sort of stuff, doesn't it? We do struggle at times, and we look great in some away games in Europe, but we do struggle. And I think this Leipzig, we've got to be on it because we they can embarrass us. I mean, they'll know how to embarrass us. They'll have watched our last games. There's no mugs. Leipzig, passionate crowd there, and these are the games where, even when we've been at our best, sometimes we have mad moments, don't we? We have like a 10 or 15 sequence, even when we've won games, where we've just fell apart. Edison's rushed out, done stupid things. Our defenders have fouled needlessly and stuff like that. It is a total change for City. Obviously, you'll have probably a day with them before we fly out. But I think Pep's just got to get them in a room and have a chat to it, get this sorted out, and get a chat to them from an emotional, psychological point of view before they start worrying about what we can do physically on the pitch. And because they're not overly physical, Leipzig, they're okay. They like to play a little bit of football as well, so that's good. But if you've been watching us lately, why not put stick a foot in every now and then? They probably will do and rile us up. So that's why I'm saying I take a flipping draw at the moment, because unless Pep gets these guys galvanised, and I'm sure he can and he will for this one. It's not an easy place to go, as I say. And if we get a victory, hopefully that'll inspire us for the Arsenal game.
Quick question, Bernard. Would you make many changes to the guys who started against Wolves?
No.
There's one I would make, but I'm just gonna. And I think if you think about it, you'll come up with at least one.
No, I'm not dropping Ireland. Don't be cruel. Don't be horrible. Maximum 2 changes. I'm not going to commit myself to 11 on this one because I've not even looked at it yet. So I'm not going to.
Who are the 2 changes you make?
Well, I'm not asking maximum 2 changes. I would probably consider 1 change, and that should be it, because these guys need to redo it. They need to. That was our best team, as you said. That was our best team, allowing for injuries. All right, a bit of a debate, Aki and Gvardiol. As to that position, but that was our best team against Wolves, and we weren't at our best. So these guys, you get another chance. This is another chance for you. So yes, definitely 1 change. There might be 2, but I'm not going to go more than that.
I mean, I'm definitely having Gvardiol back. I don't think there's any question about that.
He's there, and he's been there as well. He's used to that as well. So I mean, I'm not saying Aki isn't, but Aki might play still.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that. I'm just saying I want Gvardiol to play now. I'm just so used to him. And maybe part of it is just being unkind to the players that played yesterday, because, Gvardiol could have played yesterday. He could have got outpaced and we could have still lost.
If Bernardo was fit and stones, I would say there might be more than 1 or 2 changes. But if they're still, not available, then obviously no.
I don't think Stones is going to be available until, I think Stones is about to start training. I can't remember everything from.
I don't know what's happening with Bernardo. I don't know what's it's another super niggle. I don't know. He stopped using the word niggle this season. All of a sudden, he's that's gone out of his vocabulary, Pep.
But no, like you, Bernard, going on to back to the game, I would take a draw right now. I would take a draw because I think it gets us out of this mini slump. I don't want to go into the Arsenal game having lost to Leipzig. I don't want to do that.
Well, we don't often lose 3 games on the trot, mate, do we? Not competitive games.
Because just the same way winning is a habit and we find a way to win, and on our good runs, we find a way to win games that, we might be struggling in. Losing is also a habit, and we can find ways to lose games that we shouldn't be losing. And, so I don't want to go into that next game. I'm not going to look too far forward to that, because obviously the Leipzig game is the most important. And it's also not great that we've only got 4 days in between. But look, as Pep says, it is what it is. You put your best team out against Leipzig because you can ill afford to lose that game. Yes, if we lost, I still think we'd qualify. I'd be very disappointed if we didn't from into the knockout stages. But I just think it has a knock-on effect for the weekend. I'm gonna ask you for a score prediction, Bernard. Go on then. Let's have a score prediction.
1-1.
That's what I'm going for. 1 each as well. So 1-1. And you mentioned Haaland earlier. I have dropped him as I think I've told you. No. Dropped him from my fantasy football league.
All right. Well, I'm flipping heck. You'll be gutted.
Dropping him as captain. In fact, told my lad to drop him completely, because until he pulls his finger out, look, he's not doing the business. And I've said it all season, and people have criticised me, but he's not doing it for me this season. He's got goals, yeah, but he'll always get goals. Anybody up there would get goals. And if you take away his penalties, if you give them to somebody else, if you give his penalties to Walker, I know you don't like Walker shooting, but if you give in and Walker scored all the penalties, no one's going to say, hey, what in a season Walker scored 5 or 6 penalties. He's top class as a striker. No, so I like to look at non-penalty goals, and I don't care if they're tap-ins or overhead kicks or headers or from outside the box. A goal is a goal is a goal. So anyway, he's going to step up. But I'm going to go for 1-1. It's a game I just don't think we can afford to lose. A draw is, right now, from where I'm sitting, the way we played in the last 2 games, a draw would be a fantastic result against a very strong force in German football at the moment, Leipzig. And I think they've got a very good chance of qualifying from this group. And nobody will want to face them in the next stage. So fingers crossed. Come on, Blues. I'm sure you can do it. Do it for the fans. If you're not going to do it for yourselves, do it for us fans who are suffering. We've not suffered like this for ages, have we? 2 games.
6 days of suffering. It's awful, mate.
Yeah, but we suffered 4 days. If we lose again, I don't know what. I can't go more than black. We can't afford to lose. What else can I wear? I'm already in mourning for the performances. But hey, guys, thanks for watching the video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And we've just ticked over 9,000 subscribers to the channel, so it's absolutely fantastic. We're going to hopefully dribble along to get to 10,000 for Christmas. We will get there. Got to keep up the momentum. But if you can subscribe, that'd be great. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. And give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and go and check out Bernard's channel, which is the Citizen channel. What should they type into Google?
Oh, Citizen Bernard Deneen, Bernard City, anything Bernardian, you'll get it. I think there's some strange creature, and obviously we still get occasional Bernard Manning and even Bernard Alford, which I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. So
generally, if guys, as I say, I've messed around with my title that much. I've confused myself as to what. Put Google Bernard Deneen or Bernard City or whatever. I'll be there.
So we can't type in bold blue. It might work. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you around soon.